Okay, so now we're going to cut our side view of our CO2 Dragster. First thing you want to do is make sure you have a good solid line and then a dotted line around it as well. That dotted line is what we're actually going to cut, and then we'll leave the solid line. There's an old saying in woodworking that says leave the line. So we're going to leave the line. We're going to adjust our guard so it comes down so it's just a little bit above where our wood is, and then we're going to give ourselves a couple halfway marks. First one, right down here, around. Okay, so I've cut my halfway marks down to my dotted line, but not to my solid line. It's very important. All right, now the reason we have these halfway marks, we're going to cut halfway, all the way down, and then we'll stop at that halfway mark. That way we can keep our fingers back, keep our fingers a safe distance, and we'll do the same thing on the bottom. All right, so let's actually start with the bottom. And when we cut the bottom, we want to start right here. Never cut directly underneath your wheels. If you end up cutting directly underneath your wheels, you'll end up starting over, which won't be very fun. All right, so we'll cut our dotted line. Cut it off, making sure we don't cut under our wheels. And you can see I've left the line. Always leave the line. One thing I do want to point out is if you have something like this where you have a little fin or a airfoil or something like that, I'm going to show you how to do that now, but first usually it's easiest to just go over it and then come back to it, so I'll show you how to do that right now. We can come back to it. Now you might notice there's a big chunk of wood in the way. We want to make sure that we do not reach in there with our hands. You can take a piece of wood and knock it free. That's fine, but don't reach in there with your hands while that blade's moving. Got our fin, and we'll be able to sand that down to where we want it later. Now to do this point, the easiest thing to do is cut it off. Once again, clear it out with the wood, not your fingers. Come back and cut our dotted line. Fingers back. And now we're done cutting our side view. You notice you can still see my pencil marks the entire way around the car.